morning, Miss Daphne. Lovely morning, Miss Daphne.
Is Mr. Gerard in?
Yes, he came in half an hour ago.
Hello there. You're early this morning.
I got up early. The sun woke, so I walked through the park. It was wonderful.
The half-page ad on the USU of Venus. It's very striking. Your name's the first right after Mr. Gerard. It's on page 3.
A strike? Well, let Grant is handle the USU of Venus in Yorkshire. Well, we ought to be pleased. They've been after us for months. 3% extra. No, I said 3, not 5. And only on this month's issue. After that, they get what the others get. No, you handle it on your own. That's what you're sales manager for, isn't it? Is Mrs. Tasman in?
Yes, Mr. Gerard. Just arrived.
Ask her to come in, will you, please? Sit down, Thelma. Well, you've done it again. Your 4 pages look magnificent. Well, Ricky ought to be pleased. He'll gross 100,000 with your write-up.
Most of the credit is due to Rex. His pictures are wonderful.
Now, you obviously inspire him, dear, to do his best. What about a spot of lunch today?
Well, I'd love to, Morris, but not today. I have to meet Victor. He wants to tell me about these new superchargers he's trying to sell. But it's sweet of you to ask me.
The Laura was saying only this morning that it's time we had you two down again for the weekend. What about this Friday? You know how the children love you.
Well, I don't think Victor would be able to make it, but give my love to Laura and the children anyway. Perhaps next week.
Thelma, let me phone Laura. She'd love to have you for the weekend. Or a week, for that matter. And if Victor can't
You know
come,
I'd like
then-
nothing better. But it must be some other time. As a holiday. Not an escape.
A peculiar person phoned just now.
Peculiar how?
He wouldn't give his name. Said he wanted to speak to a Mrs. Spate.
Mrs. Spate?
And I said I'd never heard of her. Kept on insisting that she was our beauty editor. I say, do you suppose somebody's been going around London impersonating you? Anyhow, I told him that our beauty editor was Gloria Del Rey and that was the pen name of Mrs. Thelma Tasman. We might try the Criterion Press. Did the right thing, didn't I, Mrs. Tasman?
I want to do the right thing, darling. This is a big chance. Darling, you haven't heard a word I've said.
I'm sorry.
Have you any other thoughts in your head except the next center spread of Venus? I'll bet you haven't heard a word I've said in the last 10 minutes.
I'm sorry, darling. You were telling me about the new supercharger. It sounds marvelous.
Yes, it is rather. That's why I must go to Bristol for a week.
For a whole week? Must you?
Well, I hope to sell at least 500. Must strike while the iron's hot. You don't mind, do you?
No, I don't mind. But couldn't you go next week?
I wish I hadn't to go at all. I wish we could be together all the time. Like this, I feel I may lose you any moment, even though you have taken my name. You see, that's all you've let me give you.
You've given me the hope of a new life, Victor. Love and devotion and security. I couldn't have wished for anything more. And you know how much I love you.
Darling, the largest ego in the world should be satisfied with that. But there's something in that busy little mind. Something worries you. Won't you tell me?
Oh, women worry about a lot of things men wouldn't give a second thought to. Must be the spring. Well, it's 1:45. I have the Bradley fashion show at 3. I must fly.
Oh, I take you. What's the matter, darling? What's happened?
Nothing. That man gave me a start. I thought
Would you like me to drive you to Bradley's?
No, I'm all right. Sit down.
Go on, Henry.
All these two things combined, they make me come to see you. Running into her by accident an hour or so after I read about Mervyn in the newspaper.
You knew them both?
Mervyn and I shared a studio on the left bank for 3 years. He was a much better painter than I, even though I say so myself.
I remember that.
It was actually I who introduced him to Thelma. She was a dewy-eyed student of the Beaux-Arts.
They were both grateful?
He was. A great deal more than she. When they got married, we drifted apart. You know how it is.
Yes, women are possessive, aren't they? And then you went abroad?
Yes, 3 years up in the Andes. What a wonderful time. So you can understand what a shock it was when I pick up the newspaper and read this.
Dangerous criminal escapes. Metropolitan Police flung out a dragnet over London and the home counties as it became known that Mervyn Spate, 36-year-old artist, had made a daring prison break. Spate was found guilty 2 years ago of murdering Joanna
I don't believe a word of it.
All right, my dear Henry, but what can I do?
I'm a lawyer. You go. I want you to find Mervyn Spate before the police do.
You know what this means? I have to do this myself. No private detective would touch it.
I know. That's why I come to see you.
I wouldn't even know how to begin. This is
Hugo, you're too modest. I remember very well what you accomplished in intelligence during the war.
But that was
Look,
entirely
I must
different.
leave for Cornwall this afternoon to pick up my stuff. I must be in Paris on Monday to start those murals.
But, my dear Henry,
Hugo,
look, this...
You've got to help me. Help Mervyn.
Darling, don't do it.
Henry once did me a good turn. Remember those forged Picassos? Saved me almost 1,000.
Oh, that's no reason. It's just dawned on me. If the police find out, it could cost you your practice. Besides, our whole future's at stake.
Darling, Henry's a friend, a dear old friend. And don't worry, whatever may happen, we'll get married. Now, what did you find out?
Oh, Hugo, please.
Oh, I'll be careful, I promise. Now, won't you tell me what you found out?
All right. Mervyn Spate was found guilty of murdering one Joanna Martin, aged 22. She was found with her neck broken in a bomb building within 100 yards of St. Paul's.
Go on, go on.
Spate himself was lying there unconscious. There was a lot of circumstantial evidence. The jury found him guilty. He was put under observation in the prison hospital suffering from amnesia.
It isn't very much, is it? What about his wife?
Oh, they'd been married about 3 years. She stuck to him during the trial, then she disappeared. Now she's working for the Miller Group, beauty editor of Venus. Pen name Gloria Del Rey. She calls herself Mrs. Tasman.
Remarried?
No trace of a divorce. Your pipe's here, under this book.
What I would do without you, I shudder to think. Got her address?
Oh, I've got one, Mrs. Tasman. 15 Harcourt Mansions.
How do I start? Oh, yes. I want to get a message to her. Thank you. I'll do it myself.
So you're taking it on?
You phoned Scotland Yard?
Mm-hmm. Inspector Frisney in charge.
Frisney. Freddie Frisney. I think I know him, Vera.
Means London. I always make for London.
Cars 24C and 29C proceed to Richmond. Cars 17D and 19D to Kensington and Hammersmith. 17D, 19D, Hammersmith. And 15F and 17F to Chelsea.
Mr. Bishop to see you, sir. Bishop? Oh, Hugo Bishop. Yeah, what's your name, huh?
Yes, sir. And here's the address you asked for.
Oh, thanks.
Cars 24C, 29C proceed to Richmond.
Hugo, this is an unexpected pleasure. How nice to see you looking so well.
This is like old times, isn't it, Freddie? They haven't changed a bit since the war.
Well. Oh, what can I do for you? Yes, sit down.
Thank you. I came to see you about Mervyn Spate.
Well, why on earth should you be interested in Mervyn Spate?
Because once I almost paid £1,000 for a Picasso that wasn't a Picasso. Because Mervyn has a lovely wife who calls herself Mrs. Tasman now, and because... You don't really expect me to tell you, do you?
Well, no, not really. So you know about Thelma Tasman?
Mm-hmm.
You got her address?
Yes. You plan to call on her?
No, not yet.
Giving her a little rope?
Well, she's been visiting her husband pretty regularly. I'm going up to the prison myself tonight. I'm not sure yet whether she helped Spade or not.
Oh, she wouldn't have done that.
I know.
Marriage wasn't a success. She changed her name. There's another man, Victor Tasman.
Yes, but surely...
I think she's more likely to be scared stiff. Mervyn may not like Victor, or his wife playing around with another man.
I see you think she may be in danger.
But isn't Spate a desperate murderer? Oh, by the way, Freddie, I'm getting married.
Not really.
Oh, yes, to a wonderful girl. You must meet her sometime.
I'd love to.
So long.
Bye-bye.
Vera, my angel? Yes, I delivered the note. Yes, there is. Will you look up that sketch? I mean the scene of the murder. I'll wait.
It's the site of the corner of Friday and Watling Street. No, on the left. You won't? You go. What are you up to now?
You know, my dear, I often wondered whether a cliché was a cliché because it wasn't true, or because it was always true.
Now I know you're mad. What cliché?
Not madder than usual. You remember the tag about the murderer always returning to the scene of his crime?
Yes?
You do? Love and kisses.
It isn't Mervyn. It can't be. He wouldn't come here. He doesn't know.
Peculiar person, sir. Huh? Didn't give his name. Didn't give his name. Didn't give his name.
It isn't Mervyn. It isn't Mervyn.
Didn't give his name. Said he wanted to talk to Mrs. Spate. Mrs. Spate. Mrs. Spate. Mrs. Spate. Mrs. Spate. Mrs. Spate.
Operator, I want to put through a personal call to Mr. Victor Tasman at the Imperial Hotel, Bristol. Yes, Tasman. My number is Western 9766. Will you ring me back, please? Thank you. Hope to... Oh, nonsense. Your superchargers are much more important than my nerves. How did it go? Really think so? Saturday night, I'd love to. No, I'll be a good little girl and curl up with a book. Bless you, darling.
Spade. How does it feel being out?
Don't move. Who are you?
You wouldn't know my name.
Tell me.
It's Hugo Bishop.
Policeman?
No.
Can't see much of you. You're not a tramp.
No, I'm not a tramp either. You may call me a waiter if you like. I've been here a long time waiting for you.
Why?
Because we have a friend in common. Henry Dorval. Do you remember him?
What if I did? I've got no friends.
Oh, Henry's still your friend. He was away. He didn't know what happened. He came to see me this morning, and I promised him to find you.
How did you know I'd come here?
I didn't.
But you thought I might. Why?
Because this is the most important place in your life. I thought it would be only natural for you to come and look at it again. Now that you're free.
I don't need humoring.
You asked me a question.
You think I'm mad? Don't humor me. That's all. I can't stand it. I'm not mad.
Spade, are you there? Do you mind if I light my pipe?
You're a policeman, so you're not armed. Go ahead.
If I were a policeman, I wouldn't be smoking.
I don't care who you are. You're certainly a fool, smoking when you're trying to catch someone.
So I'm a fool. Of course, it could have cost me my life.
How do you know you're out of danger?
If you wanted to kill me, you would have gotten it over with by now.
Why should I want to kill you?
To stop me from turning you in. Another killing wouldn't make any difference to you. They'll just send you back. And that's what they're going to do anyway. They'll catch you in time.
Not if I'm careful. When I've done what I've got out to do, I'll give myself up. I'm not going to be on the run for the rest of my life. I'll be out of this man trap for good.
This thing you want to do, what is it?
I'll do it alone.
Can't I help?
Why should you?
Well, because perhaps I believe you.
I don't trust you. I don't trust anyone. That's why I had to get out.
You trust yourself?
I know I'm not my own enemy. That's all I have to know. But everyone else is my enemy. You two. But I wish you weren't my enemy. If there was only one, just one. You, what did you say your name was?
Hugo Bishop. Now suppose I wasn't one of them. Suppose I really wanted to help you, if I could.
Never mind what you say. I can show you this without trusting you. I think that man lives in London. Have you ever seen him?
No, I've never seen him.
Well, I've seen him, just like that. His face all twisted with passion, fear, and hate.
When did you see him?
I showed you that sketch in case you could help me. I don't know who he is or what his name is. But that's all I'm going to tell you.
Spade! Spade!
What?
A moment ago, I could have dragged you down and knocked you out if I were your enemy.
But you didn't. Don't think I'm going to trust you because you didn't. Can't trust everyone who never hit me. People can hit you without using their hands. Sometimes without meaning to. Bishop, I'm going now. If you try and stop me, I'll kill you. Just as that woman was killed.
Spade, tell me what you escaped to do.
You think I'm mad?
Hello?
Is your name Bishop?
Yes. Are you all right?
Do you know who I am?
Mrs. Tasman, of course.
Yes, I got your message.
And you need help? One moment, please. Sounds of a mistake may be there. Keep her talking. Don't let her ring off.
Well, where are you going? Well, hello, Mr. Tasman. Oh, this is Vienna Gorridge, Mr. Bishop's secretary.
evening, Mrs. Passmore. I assure you are harmless. Good evening. I thought we'd better tell you who I am before I arrived, in case you were expecting somebody else. Was your husband here? I mean, Mervyn Spade? You sounded upset on the telephone, so I thought I'd come over and see whether you were all right. But if you think me a bore, I'll go.
No, please don't go.
It's a lovely clock, isn't it? I suppose Vienna told you all the facts about myself. She's a wonderful publicity agent behind my back.
She told me you were a lawyer and you were interested in helping people. I thought at first you were a policeman.
Oh, no, I'm not a policeman. I'm just somebody who happened to find out that your husband was Mervyn Spade. And I thought you needed help, for which, of course, no charges will be made.
That seems like a pretty flimsy motive for taking so much trouble.
I like taking trouble. I'm fascinated by personal crises of others when I run out of my own. I like to help because I'm curious, because I'm human, and above all, because I'm interested in people under stress.
Little animals under a microscope?
Oh, certainly. Any human being is a wonderful creation. One should do everything to preserve from destruction, even self-destruction. That isn't a laboratory approach, believe me.
You're a very strange person, Mr. Bishop.
Vera says that once in a while. Tell me, Mrs. Tasman, why didn't you ask for police protection?
Because I'm sick of spying and prying. 2 years ago, I was a front-page face. Then when I came back to England from Italy, I gave up all but one or two of my friends. I changed my name. I hoped I would have a little peace.
Yes? Hello? Hello? Mrs. Tasman, when I talked to Mervyn Spade earlier tonight...
You talked to him?
Oh, yes. Yes, we met. He told me that he had escaped because there was something he had to do. Do you know what it is he wants to do before he gives himself up? What are you afraid of, Mrs. Tasman? That Mervyn will be caught, or that he won't be?
I want every available man. We must get him before he kills again. He can't get away now if we act quickly. All right, Barker. I'm going to make the rounds again. Let me know if there's any news. Of course, sir.
Any luck? No, sir. 3 men picked up by the wrong ones. No one can get through this net.
I'm not worried about him getting away. What I am worried about is what he might do before we pick him up. All right, keep moving, Carruthers.
Yes, sir.
That's all Mervyn told me. And then when he left, he said, if you try to follow me, I'll kill you just as the woman was killed.
And you didn't try to follow him?
Oh, no. I wouldn't have had much of a chance after huddling in that cramped position for so long. Little brandy.
Thanks.
And then I believe in giving a man enough rope.
Or bait.
You mean yourself?
Yes. I think he escaped because he wants to find me. To kill me.
Why?
He knows about Victor.
Oh. Did you tell him yourself?
Yes, without meaning to. You see, when it happened, Mervyn and I were finished. We both understood that our marriage wouldn't work. Then when I went to Italy to escape the horror, I met Victor. I didn't tell him about Mervyn. He still doesn't know my real name.
Wasn't that quite a risk to take?
I don't think so. I've shed all my old friends.
All of them?
Yes, except maybe for Morris. He was a business friend, and he gave me my present job. But even if it was a risk, I had to take it. You see, I love Victor. I love him much more than I ever loved Mervyn. And I'd do anything to keep his love. So if you meet Victor, you mustn't tell him.
No, I won't. But you must promise to trust me.
I do. I don't know why I should, but I do.
Why didn't you divorce Mervyn and marry Victor Tasman?
One day I might. It's odd, but Mervyn seemed to need me more in that place than when he was with me.
That isn't odd. What was his reaction when you let something slip about Victor Tasman?
You can judge. He escaped.
Was there any motive for your husband to kill Joanna Martin?
None that I know of. There was nothing found at the trial.
He hadn't met her before.
I don't think so.
How did he find out about your new name?
He phoned my office. My secretary told him.
Mrs. Tasman, would it make you easier in your mind if I spent the night here? I think I could manage on this couch.
I'd be very grateful.
Well, it's settled then. Now you go off to bed and don't worry about me.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher.
Hello, car 3K, proceed to Victoria.
Hello, car 4X and 10X, proceed to Marble.
Hello, MT2EW. Message received. 14F. Over.
Hello, car 2K. Hello, car 8M, proceed to Edgware.
Hello, MT2EW. Message received. 4X. Over. Hello, MT2EW. Message received. 3K. Over.
Give me her secretary, please. What time do you expect Mrs. Tasman at the office?
She won't be in this morning, Mr. Gerard. She's got the Duvan's in fashion show at 11:30. She's going straight there.
Thank you, Marjorie.
And where were you all of last night?
Vera, you're jealous.
Oh, I am not. But I waited and I waited for you, and I even telephoned you from home at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I slept beautifully all night on the most comfortable couch in Thelma Tasman's apartment.
In Thelma Tasman's apartment all night?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, what happened?
Later, my love, later. I can't right now.
Hey, what's the hurry?
I've got a lot to do and an idea.
What idea?
I'm looking for a person or a reason.
The reason for Spade's escape.
Or the person he escaped to find.
Is Mrs. Martin in?
I'm sorry. I can come back later.
What do you want?
Are you, Joanna Martin's sister?
She didn't have a sister. I'm a sister-in-law. Married Bert Martin. Was lucky.
You knew her?
Yes?
I never knew her. I know Spades. He's, Of course, you know he got out.
I read the papers.
Did you ever meet him?
Who?
The murderer.
No. Now listen, mister. I don't know who you are or what you're up
There are
to, but if
some
you...
stories about Joanna Martin's murder. Some people could tell if they choose. Aren't I right?
Maybe you are. Maybe you aren't.
Would £5 make me right?
Couple of fathers might.
All right, it's a deal. What was she like, Joanna Martin?
A la-di-da kid. She'd never go out with Bert and me. Bert asked me to help her have a good time. I was with him. But not Her Highness. We weren't good enough for her.
I know what you mean.
Wanted to better herself, she did. Get a job in the West End. Share digs with another girl. Marry a top. What did it get her? A broken neck.
Did she have any boyfriends?
She never introduced him to us. But I saw her a few times.
Same man?
No, different ones.
Tell me about them.
Do I,
£10 after you've told me. Thank you.
Down the hatch.
You were saying?
Give a girl time to remember. It isn't as though they were my boyfriends. There was one, tall bloke, looking. I think he used to be a fighter pilot in the war.
You know his name?
No, Her Highness wouldn't dream of introducing me. Then there was another tall one. Good-looking, too, with sort of haughty eyebrows and a...
You're not thinking of Stuart Granger by any chance? I want facts, not lies.
Quite a mind reader, ain't you? All right, I'll give you Stuart Granger. Then there was another, more flashy, so to speak, had a sports car.
You know his name? Anybody else?
There was somebody else. I only saw him twice, sitting in a posh car. I used to call him the gent. Joanna used to be furious over that.
Would you recognize those men again if you saw them?
Where men are concerned, I got a photographic memory.
Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Martin.
Hey, what about the cash?
Of course.
Thanking you. If you should ever pass this way again.
I'll know where to find you.
Here is Vivian in a full-skirted ball dress of black net, lavishly embroidered with bands of silver lace. This dress features the fashionable fichu neckline.
Oh, really? It's an indecent hour to be drinking champagne.
Champagne is never indecent. And you, dear lady, should never drink anything else.
Really, Rex, one of these days I might fall for that line of talk.
Oh, here comes the boss himself. Devancey must be getting important.
Hello, Donna. Hello, Rex.
Devancey will be honored.
Forgive me, Rex. Everything all right, Donna?
Yes, of course. Did you come here to find that out? It was very sweet of you, but...
Well, I had a feeling it is possible, you know, that you run a certain risk.
Well, don't worry about me, Morris.
Did you try to reach him?
Yes, by telephone.
Have you spoken to him?
No.
Champagne, sir. No, thanks, Rex. Well, have you arranged to give Thelma all the pictures she wants?
Oh, yes, everything's fixed for after the show.
Good.
Mrs. Tasman, your office told me you were here, so please forgive the gate crashing.
Morris, I'd like you to meet Mr. Bishop, a friend in need. Mr. Morris Gerard, my editor.
Well, how do you do?
How do you do?
And Mr. Rex Willison, Mr. Bishop.
Hello. Quite a place Devansand's got here. He's moved up in the world since I first knew him.
Oh, yes, he certainly has. His champagne's a good deal better. Try some.
Thanks.
Are you interested in fashion shows, Mr. Bishop?
I just had a very interesting talk with Joanna Martin's sister-in-law. She's quite a girl. I mean, Susie Martin. We reminisced a bit.
Well, if you've seen all you need to see, Thelma, I'll give you a lift back to the office.
It would be very nice of you, Morris. I have to be at the beauty parlor at 3 o'clock.
Ah, Mrs. Tasman. And Mr. Gerard. Now I know that my show will be a success.
You ought to make $1 million, Francois. Oh, do you know my friend, Mr. Bishop?
Ah, I know Mr. Bishop. I've known him for some time.
I'm glad to see you again, Devansand.
especially since you're doing so well. Tomorrow, after the second show, we have a party. You must come, please, all of you.
Well, I don't think I should be...
Oh, but you must. It'll be so gay, so non-austerity.
Well, I'd love to. Morris, why don't you bring Laura?
Oh, thank you, Devansia. Perhaps I will.
That's a girl I wouldn't mind waiting 7 years for. The question is, will she wait for you? A moment ago, you mentioned a name. Joanna Martin, wasn't it?
Did you know her?
Well, not to speak to. When I knew her, she was dead. The paper I was working for then got the first tip-off. I took the very first photographs.
Oh, really?
Yes. Drop in my studio sometime. I'll show them to you. I take it you are interested in the case.
Oh, yes, quite a bit.
You know, that Spade, he must be crazy if he thinks he can hide in London with a dragnet out. I bet they've got him already.
I must be running along. I'll see you tomorrow night at the party,
A model prisoner, eh?
After the second month, yes. He had tried to escape, you know.
No fire.
It's difficult to say. But it was about that time that his memory returned. You see, when he was found on the scene of the crime, he was unconscious. There was a temporary amnesia.
And these drawings, when did they start then?
Soon after his escape was foiled. Of course, we let him play with them.
You're certain that this amnesia was only temporary, eh?
One can never be sure about the mind, Inspector. But everything points to that.
See. Well, thanks very much, Doctor. You've been a great help. Really, Hugo, I think I should run you in. Keeping vital information from the police.
I didn't.
You saw Spade last night. It's now 1:30. You took your time to come and tell me about it.
But Vera phoned in last night and told you boys where I'd met him.
Yes, she took her time, too. It was far too late when we got there.
Well, you can't blame me for that.
What about your talk with Joanna's sister-in-law?
What's the matter with you, Freddie? I told you about that, too. Now, what I'm really interested in are those sketches Spade made. Were they all of the same man?
Yes, dozens of them.
You know, I'm pretty sure that Spade escaped to find somebody. The man in the sketches.
Hugo, you're building too much on the scribblings of a twisted mind. I saw all those sketches. It might have been anyone. You or anybody else.
Well, thanks for the coffee, Freddie. You know what? You go on looking for Spade. And I look for the face in the sketches. As a matter of fact, I think I've seen it.
It's just come through from what you saw on the radio.
When did they find him?
About 20 minutes ago. The city police say he was found in a cellar.
City? That's why the super thinks that Spade did it. Stabbed. What was the weapon?
It's not known yet, sir.
So, the press got this?
No, sir. They won't get it before morning. What, Bishop to know about this, sir?
You leave that to me, Sergeant.
Give his name. Said he wanted to talk to Mrs. Spade. Mrs. Spade. 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 Spade.
It is possible, you know, that you run a certain risk.
Why, Mrs. Tasman, is anything the matter?
Oh, it's you, Alphonse. I thought for a minute.
Are you feeling ill, madame? I looked in a moment ago and you seemed to be resting. I didn't want to disturb you.
No, I'm all right. Would you send Eileen to me, please? I want to leave.
At once, madame. This Spade case has turned out to be such fun, hasn't it?
You think so?
Oh, I jolted Freddie quite a bit.
Well, I shouldn't have thought he'd be so easy to jolt.
Ah, but I practically committed high treason against the law.
High treason?
Mhm.
Oh, Hugo.
I suggested to a policeman that there might have been a miscarriage of justice. Well, what do you say to that, my
I
darling?
think it's terrible. Did you have any reason to suggest this?
Oh, yes, very good reason. But precious little proof. It isn't enough to believe that the man convicted of murder is innocent.
You believe that?
You must have proof that will stand up in court.
And do you think you can get it?
Well, there are two ways of looking at it. Thelma Tasman believes that Spade escaped to kill her because of Victor. Now, on the other hand, if Spade is not a murderer, then I believe he thinks he'll find a real killer close to Thelma.
Well, why close to Thelma?
To make sure that his secret is kept. To preserve a link between himself and Spade.
Well, do you know who he is?
I have an idea that Spade has worked out a theory. He thinks it's Victor Tasman.
And you?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going for a walk in the park.
Hello?
Mrs. Tasman, this is Hugo Bishop.
Yes?
Would you like to come for a little walk in the park? It's a lovely day.
Well, I'm afraid I can't. I have a date for tea, and then I'm dining with Rex Willison.
Well, I promise I won't keep you long.
I shouldn't.
It's important, or I wouldn't ask. Very well, then. You will? Fine. Let's meet in half an hour at the bandstand. Oh, Miss Tasman, will you bring a photo of Victor Tasman, a recent one?
Whatever for?
I'll tell you when I see you. Please trust me.
Why did you mention Joanna Martin?
I wasn't really interested in poor Joanna. I was interested in the reflexes her name will create.
I think you're horrible.
Murder is horrible. It taints even those who want to catch the murderer. Mrs. Tasman, do you still believe that your husband killed that girl?
Up until this moment, I never had the slightest doubt.
And now?
I don't know. I can't think. If he didn't...
Then somebody else did. And the chances are it is somebody you know. Oh, did you bring the photograph of Victor Tasman?
Yes. No, it's impossible.
Perhaps your husband wanted to reach you for one reason only. Perhaps through you he hopes to find the other person, the real murderer.
I can't believe that.
Well, perhaps I'm wrong. But I know before long, and then all the fear and the anguish and the doubt will be over. All I ask you now is to be a little patient. And when the time comes, do as I tell you. Hmm?
Well, what do you think of your girlfriend now that she carries a gun?
She's frightened. Probably too scared to use it anyhow. If you think she's gunning for somebody, you're mistaken.
What have you got up your sleeve, Hugo? I don't like that grin of yours.
Nothing? Nothing at all, Freddy?
Good enough. I shan't be able to cover up for you any longer.
Excuse me. Hello? Is that you, Bishop? Yes, where are you? You can't? Of course you can't. You will? Okay, my dear friend. I'll pick you up in half an hour.
I'm sorry, Freddy, but I must believe you.
Listen, Hugo, I came here to tell you that the situation has changed.
Here is Vera. Freddy, I want you to meet the future Mrs. Bishop. This is Inspector Fresney.
How do you do?
How do you do? Congratulations, you're a very lucky man.
You have to be leaving, Freddy.
But, Hugo, this is important.
I'll call you later at your office.
Very well, just as you wish.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Nice to have met you.
Spade just called. He wants to talk to me. I may even bring him back here.
Oh, my goodness. Well, what do you think he'd like to eat?
Anything, my love, anything, as long as there is lots of it. Spade!
Yeah.
Hello, Spade. I'm glad you called. Here, sandwiches. Come on, take them. Here. Are you cold?
I didn't expect you to come. I didn't think you meant it.
Why shouldn't I? You wanted to talk to me. Now, what is it? We haven't much time left. The police are just everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I had a couple of narrow shaves on the way here. You still want to help me?
Sure, yes. I have already a little. But I must know a great deal more. Now, what can you remember?
What can I remember? I remember as clearly as if it was yesterday. But not everything. That night, more than 2 years ago, I was walking home late, stopped to light a cigarette. It was a quiet night. I remember studying the clumps of fireweed, pale in the moonlight. It was then I heard the car door slam, and the steps. And then I saw them, the man and the girl. The girl was running, and the man after her. She stumbled, stepped back, reached out wildly to try and save herself, and fell. I started to run. The man saw me. I saw his face, twisted with hate and fear, and then... only darkness.
And you would recognize him again?
Anytime, anywhere. That's why I made all those drawings. Burn every line, every feature into my brain.
We can't stay here much longer.
We?
I want you to come with me to my place. That is, if we can get through the police. Will you come?
If I stay here, they'll get me. I might as well come with you. It's quite enough to get through, though, isn't it?
Don't worry, don't worry.
I wish I could understand you, Bishop. If you get caught with me, it means big trouble for you. Why do you do it?
Perhaps I like trouble. Now, you wait here. I'll see if it's all clear.
Change your mind?
Good old Rex, the persistent optimist.
Well, this will sound funny to you, I know, but you're the only woman I'm being persistent about.
Meaning that the others give you too much trouble?
Maybe you've got something there. Anyway, I only look at them with the camera eye. I know there's very seldom anything behind that facade of glamour. But you're different, Thelma. You're a real person. I'm awful sick of shams.
Rex the dreamer.
Yeah, it's no use. You won't even listen. Oh, well, I suppose I'd better just accept the verdict.
Well, I must go. I've booked a call through to Victor. But that's for being good.
Yes? This is Mrs. Tasman. I'd like to speak to Mr. Victor Tasman. Are you sure? Well, he's checked out. But didn't he say... Thank you. May I speak to Mr. Bishop? Mrs. Tasman. Oh, good evening, Miss Gorridge. Oh, he isn't. No, no message. Oh, no, yes, I'm all right. Good night.
No, darling, he didn't. Here, have a drop of this. It'll make you feel better.
I heard him in the passage. Didn't you see him?
Listen, Thelma, that was me you heard coming down the passage. Mervyn hasn't been anywhere near. I knew you'd been worried ever since he got out, but well, this is serious. I didn't imagine you were gunning for him.
I didn't hit you.
If you had, I wouldn't be talking to you now. But no fault of yours. I just happened to duck when the first one missed my arm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. We've all got our funny little habits. But I think I'll hang on to the gun if you don't mind.
Why did you come back here?
You left that in the car. I didn't want you to have a shiny nose all night.
Are you sure you didn't take it out of my bag?
Cross my heart and hope to... No, even I wouldn't stoop to a trick like that. But next time, I think I'll send it back by registered post. Safer.
Just now you said that Mervyn wasn't here. How did you...
Darling, I covered the Joanna Martin trial. A photographer has to have a good memory. I recognized you straight away when you joined Venus.
And you've known all along?
Mm-hmm.
You haven't told anyone?
No.
I can't spend the night here. I couldn't stand any more of this. I want to go to Lake's Hotel. Please, would you take me?
Of course. I'll take care of you.
Hugo, I'm so nervous. 2 or 3.
I'll have a look. Hmm?
He's still asleep. Let's give him a few more hours. Only 2.
Oh.
Give it to me. Go on.
Hugo, have you seen the newspapers?
Yes?
Do you believe that Mervyn killed that man?
No?
Have a drink.
Oh, thank you. How I wish that I'd never asked you to find him.
Well, it's too late for that now, Henry.
Too late?
He's brought him here.
Mervyn here?
Yes, he's right in there. Dead tired, he needs all the rest he can get. But come to a party tonight. You'll see him there.
You are bringing Mervyn to a party? You must be crazy.
You're so right, Henry.
That's what I want to find out. Who is crazy and who isn't. Cheerio.
Such a lovely day. And it's the first weekend we've had to ourselves for months. I've asked the Farlights to drop in after dinner. I hope you don't mind.
I'm sorry, dear. I won't be here.
Oh, Morris. But I hope...
No, I've got to go back to town. Devonse is giving a party, and I promised. Look, why don't you come, too?
You know I can't. Will you be late?
Well, I'll try and get back as quickly as I can, but don't count on it.
Mummy, may we leave the table now? Yes, run along, darling.
Danny, come on. Here, boy. Come on. Here. Come on, Danny.
I suppose Thelma will be there, too.
I suppose so. It's her job to cover these affairs. Look, darling, I think I'll just have a cup of coffee. Bring me one in the study, will you?
Darling! Oh, you're back.
I had to come. I felt there was something wrong.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm so glad.
Then, everything is all right.
Yes.
Ambient 25B, proceed to Cheapside and Moorgate.
Where is he? Man can't just vanish into thin air. Hello? It's for you, sir. Mr. Bishop. Hello?
Don't be late for the party, Freddie.
Huh? What party? What chance I've got for any party going?
Devonse is throwing one tonight. I'm sort of a co-host. Will you come?
Oh, all right. But don't count on me.
You show up. This is big. I'm your good ferry for tonight. You'll recognize me by my wings.
So glad you like my new creations. I knew you would. After all, they are Duvancy. Hugo, you've not forgotten.
I wouldn't have missed this party for anything in the world. Now, Devonse, meet my fiancée, Miss Courage, and Mr. Smith, a dear old friend of mine.
Enjoy yourself, my children. That's why you're here.
Thank you. Now, you two, sit over there. Huh? Don't have more than a couple of drinks, and don't move until I tell you.
Will she be here?
Mm-hmm.
But remember, we promised. I have no quarrel with Thelma. And he?
I will see. Now, you take him over.
Hugo.
Yes?
There are 2 gentlemen outside for you. So glad you contributed to my list of guests.
I'm so sorry, but there'll be one more, a lady. But I promise I won't forget your hospitality. Ah, Henry, Hugo. He's over there. I'll keep him quiet if you can. Yes, of course. What's this shindig about? I'm glad you came, Freddie. I think you'll enjoy this.
I very much doubt it. Judging by the grin on your face, you're up to no good.
I've got your man.
My man?
Mervyn Spate.
Oh, wait, Freddie, wait. If you grab him now, you'll spoil everything.
This time you've gone too far, Hugo. I won't stand for it.
But he's perfectly safe here. He can't escape. Give me half an hour.
I don't see why I should. Luckily, I've got Barker here. We'll put out an alarm and seal this place off.
You'll do that, Freddie.
But no more monkey tricks. Promise?
I've got one more trick up my sleeve. But I promise it won't spoil your game.
Going so soon?
I'll be back.
Ah, Mrs. Tasman. You look ravishing. So glad you've come, Mr. Gerard. Mr. Willison, I hope you brought your camera. We've a table just over there.
Got your bloodhounds training at the leash?
She won't get away now. No thanks to you.
Tapper, Freddie, I didn't ask for much.
I've broken half the rules in the book for your sake.
Remember those sketches Spade made?
Yes, what about them?
I want you to look for a face. Mervyn, I think this lovely lady would like to dance with you. Now.
For a minute, I saw Mervyn.
Well, it's not possible. Then let's go back to the table.
No, I'm all right. You've seen him too?
Oh, I don't believe it. How could it be? Excuse me.
Sorry, sir. No one's to leave.
Oh, that's all right. I'm a newspaper man. Here's my card.
Sorry.
I just saw Mervyn Spade. What's he doing here?
He's looking for a face.
This is a scoop. It's worth a packet to me. And that fat lump of the law there won't let me go to the phone.
I thought he wouldn't. But if you're a good boy and stay put, you'll get your scoop.
From when?
Any moment now.
It's you! You swine! You filthy, rotten, dirty swine!
Let me this. Well, Freddie?
It's all right. He couldn't possibly have done it with this.
Oh, this has been most unfortunate, Gerard, hasn't it?
No, poor fella. He can't be held responsible for himself. But why he should pick on me, I can't think. Look, I feel a bit shaken. If you don't mind, I think I'll go.
Ah. What you need first of all is a drink. Now let me get you one.
Well.
Mervyn, I...
Don't be frightened, Elmer. Don't be afraid anymore. I never meant to harm you.
So you don't hate me?
Why should I? You Victor Tasman, aren't you? Take care of her. Can we go now, please?
Well, I really must be going now.
Oh, no, please, have another drink, Mrs. Gerard.
I do hope the party isn't over yet. I'm sorry I came a bit late, but you see...
Perfectly all right, Susie. It's perfectly all right.
I see you found the gent.
You recognized him?
He's just gone out.
Ready. It is Gerard. I've got the proof. Come on, come on.
Mr. Gerard, would you mind coming back for a moment? There's a small point of reason which we
Master,
think...
can't you leave me alone?
I'm afraid you have no choice.
Haven't I?
So it was Gerard. But how could you be so certain?
You know, there's something about cliches. They're more often truths than you think.
Cliches?
You remember the one about the murderer returning to the scene of his crime? Returning, perhaps to kill again, or to die.